Fool's Ebony, Part the Sixth. Dramatis Personae. Prologue. The Adventurer, a dark elf rascal. Coman, a priest of Akatosh. Lieben, another priest of Akatosh. Epilogue Steet, a priest of Julianos. Rake, another priest of Julianos. Shub, a mage. Shub, a different mage, of the same name. Nephron, a somewhat sleazy merchant. 5 armorers, Orther Crun, husband of Emily, a lusty Contessa Millie, innkeep philosopher, Guernsey, bovine wench, assorted wenches and cads at the taverns, soldiers, dwarfs, giants. Daggerfall and environs in the doldrums of the Third Era. Scene 1. In the adventurer's suite at the Dead Daedra Inn. Enter Prologue, the adventurer, and Ortho. Ortho climbs into bed. Prologue. Thank you for allowing us this time to change the meagre set while our bards sing that old favorite, Hail and Farewell. Now then, imagine if you will the luxuriant and languorous suite of that dark elven rogue, the adventurer, at the Dead Daedra Inn. The time is shortly after the last scene, which, if you've forgotten, ended with our hero and his partner in crime, Nephron, making some arrangements to swindle from the mages, priests, and armorers. All are interested in getting their hands on a load of fool's ebony, a miraculous burning mineral, and the priests and mages each consider the adventurer their ally. The armorers know better and have assigned one of their apprentices, Ortho, to watch the adventurer's movements. Now, as Ortho slumbers, the adventurer has his first moment of peace in days. I should mention that in the interest of common decency, this scene has been abbreviated from the original by order of the Guild of Playwrights, Actors, and Dramaticists. It now contains little material of relevance. A full copy may be obtained from the playwright after the show for a mere 50 gold pieces, copying fee. Now is the time for prologue to shuffle away. Exit prologue. The adventurer begins to get undressed. Tap-tap at the door. Adventurer jumps, startled. Snore from Ortho. Adventurer. Who's there? I'm coming. Opens door, carefully. Enter Contessa. Adventurer. Come in, please. The adventurer steps back, tripping over his trousers around his ankles. Contessa. So sorry to surprise you, but I thought that we might find something in common. Oh, you poor man. You have a wound. Here, let me fix that bandage. It looks very fresh. Fixing bandage properly this time. Adventurer. Well, I just opened it up again. Evening exercises, calisthenics, so on. Contessa. How did you get this cut, if you do not mind me asking? Adventurer. No, not at all. I was in a fight earlier. These 3 crazy people jumped me. Contessa. Really? This cloth looks like part of a mage's robe. Adventurer. Well, yes, 2 of them were mages. Contessa. Oh my, you must have been very good to defeat them. Adventurer. Well, I've been in 1 or 2 fights, not to be rude, but who are you? Contessa. Oh, I am so sorry. I quite forgot the proper introductions. I am the Contessa Avit Videsprid. Call me Ave, from the court at Daggerfall. Adventurer, aside. By oblivion, what now? Contessa. Here, help me out with this robe. These inn-rooms are always so hot. And let me check that bandage again. Poor man, oh, you are wearing an ebony belt of stamina. And braces of strength. Ooh, a bracelet of endurance. This is my lucky night. Adventurer, aside. Help. Contessa. Here, let me help you off with that old shirt. Got to check you for any more cuts. They can go bad so easily, you know. Adventurer, aside. Well, it's not the armorers this time. Maybe my luck has turned. Contessa. Well, everything seems all right. Very all right, in fact. Adventurer. Oh, well, Ave, tell me about yourself. Contessa. If you want, just for a bit. Adventurer. Here, have some wine. Enter Prologue. Prologue. Here our worthy playwright's speech has been heavily edited by the Guild of Playwrights, Actors, and Dramatists. I will endeavor to fill in those removed passages. I should first mention that the Contessa is not meant to be a relative of any noble currently in Castle Daggerfall. The Contessa Avit regales the adventurer with tales of the peculiar and hardy members of her royal family. She has many brothers and sisters. They are all very close. Contessa. I think I must have been a bastard. I was the only one with red hair and an affinity for magica. Everyone else tried to hide this skill of mine. I remember once spanking very well. Prologue. The Contessa relates further differences between her siblings. Contessa. While my sisters were learning to curtsy in 10 different modes, and my brothers were learning flower arranging, I used to sneak off in the woods or town. I soon learned how to get what I wanted from just about anyone. Just for example, there was this merchant who had 3 sons. Prologue. The Contessa goes into detail about her training. Contessa. I became quite good at the School of Illusion. You never noticed me downstairs, did you? I also learned how to use some weapons. Let me tell you how I learned hand to hand. Prologue. The Contessa relates an amusing anecdote and then continues. Contessa. And on bad days, I used to dig in my father's library. He had a marvelous collection of old texts. I was fascinated by Old Dwarvish. Managed to learn it quite well, I think. Of course, no one has seen or spoken to one in years and years. So it's probably perfectly useless knowledge. But I've always had an interest in collecting new knowledge. At the Mages Guild, they taught me an old high elven tradition. You spread this potion all over your body. Prologue. The Contessa relates her current state of boredom. Contessa. The life up at the palace bores me so. My sisters... Prologue. The Contessa's sisters are entertaining some visitors. Contessa. And my brothers are now studying advanced floral theory, so I come down here, do a little business. I keep all my relations supplied with their favorite vices, so I can blackmail the whole rotten lot. Adventurer. But isn't it dangerous down here? I did not hear that some Contessa got killed recently. Contessa. That little twit was my cousin, and as far as I'm concerned, she got what she deserved. She thought she could just borrow a maid's dress, muss up her hair, and pass for a commoner. She was spotted the first minute she left the palace gates. Now I use illusion, craft, guile, and I carry weaponry. By the way, that was a neat scheme you and Neff cooked up. Adventurer. Well, let's change the subject, can we? Just what do you carry? I can't see anything like a weapon, I mean. Contessa. Here, let me show you. Adventurer. Oh my, those are nice knives. Contessa. And there's more. Adventurer. Oh. Contessa. But we don't need these silly, nasty weapons now, do we? Adventurer. My, now those are what I call weapons. Oh yes, heavy-duty, high-class ones, too, oh my. Contessa. I think it's time that we put that Ebony to the test, to say nothing of your mage's staff. Prologue. At this point, extensive material has been removed. However, please remember that any scholar who truly wishes to peruse this material can obtain a copy for only 50 gold pieces. Hand-drawn illustrations are, of course, extra. The Contessa, after a bit of fun, volunteers to be a part of the adventurer's party to find the fool's Ebony lode. I know, I didn't make much sense in the original draft either, if you want to know the truth. Except Prologue. Adventurer. Sure you want to go out there in the wilds? Contessa. Oh yes, I'm so bored here. Well, not right here and now, but generally. And I can really be of assistance. I'm pretty good with woods survival, knife work, hand to hand, and it gets cold out there at night, even for big ebony-wearing men like you. Adventurer. All right then. Do you know where and why we are going? Contessa. Oh, of course. It's all over Daggerfall. Everyone is watching and waiting to see what happens. There's even a lottery or two running. Adventurer. On what? Contessa. Oh, your life. Adventurer. Oh dear, oh my. Contessa. Look, don't worry. I know all about the double dealings with mages, priests, merchants, those crude armorers, and I intend that we come out on top. I love being on top. With the goods and profits, I'll have yet another vice to sell my stupid relatives in their boring palaces. Adventurer. But won't it be us two against hordes? Contessa. Oh no, most everyone is waiting here in town to see what and who comes back, and I will have a surprise arranged for our escorts, Ortho included. Out in the wilderness, they could be dealt with easily. Ortho snores. Adventurer. Tell me more. Contessa. Certainly, but first, let's see how many uses you have left in that ebony. Your mage's staff is in good shape. Enter Prologue. Prologue. Exactly. Sorry to interrupt again, but we're going to have to stop this scene right here. After a frenzied night comes the placid dawn, tripping onto the sky like a budding rose. And then another day doth dawn, and then another. 10 dawns and 10 frenzied nights pass as our wily adventure, the wanton Contessa, and clever and naughty Nephron, the loutish Ortho, and an assemblage of randy armorers and backsliding maidens take to the road. Imagine now that we are in the wildy wilderness of High Rock near the Rothgarian Mountains. Scene 2. Enter Nephron and assorted lads. Exit prologue. Contessa. I do so love a bucolic frolic. Adventure. It's getting pretty wild now. I guess the dangerous part is coming up tomorrow? Contessa. Yes, one last stop tonight at that old inn up here. Minnie's Inn. Adventure. Minnie's Inn? Oh, those 2 old scholars who gave it all up come to run the inn out here. They must get all of 2 customers a year. Contessa. I think they like the solitude. It gives them time to study. They know a lot about old dwarvish stuff. Get them started on that, they will wear your ears out. Adventure. When does your surprise happen? I should probably know. Contessa. Don't fret, dear. At the inn tonight, just sit back and enjoy the show. Enter prologue. Prologue. Time passes, the carts roll, things happen in the backs of the carts, and there are strange furtive movements unnoticed by all, on the high ridges around. When next we see our players, they are at Minnie's Inn, home of Minnie and Crun, the philosopher, innkeepers. Imagine, if you will, the rather dusty dining room of Minnie's Inn. Enter Minnie, Crun, and Guernsey. Exit prologue. Guernsey goes to Orthos's table with more ale for him. She sits down suddenly. She stares into Orthos's eyes. Orthos stares back into hers, mouths drop open. Minnie. Crun. Crun. Yes, Minnie. Minnie. I was thinking. Crun. Yes, you were thinking, Minnie. Minnie. Thinking. Crun. Yes, so was I. Minnie. Can't remember now. Crun. Yes, Minnie. 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 Yes? Crun. Shut up. Guernsey and Ortho together. Moo, moo. Adventure. Moo? Contessa. See, Adventure, Orthos fixed. Adventurer. Is he? Contessa. You just watch. Adventurer. And what about the other armorers? Contessa. Any minute now. Ortho and serving girl arise, approach Adventurer's table. The floor shakes. Ortho. This Guernsey. Ortho love Guernsey. Ooh. Guernsey. Guernsey love Ortho. Moo. Ortho. We go get married. We is. Adventurer. Well, congratulations. And that was a fine long speech, Ortho. Ortho. We go raise piggies. Guernsey. Grow animals too. Farmers be we. Exit Ortho and Guernsey. Adventurer. Extraordinary, Ave. I think that you must have been up here before. Contessa. Oh yes, I often come up here to get away from the palace and talk dwarves with Minnie and Crun. Adventurer, you mean that these 2 ancient, scholar innkeeps can actually talk about the dwarves? All but Adventurer, Contessa, Minnie, and Crumb fall asleep in their meat pies. Contessa. Oh yes, you must be very patient, but look over at our other escorts. Adventurer. By the lady. Contessa. Minnie was an alchemist before she met Crun, and knows a lot of old forgotten dwarvish potions. Adventurer. But what do we do with the bodies? Contessa. Wait. Enter Major. Contessa. Adventurer, meet Major Bloodknock, head of my own private little bodyguard. He's been with me since I was a mere girl. Served me very well, haven't you, Major? Major. We give her all, milady. Adventurer. Pleased to meet you, Major. Contessa. How are my other men? Adventurer. Aside. Other men? Other men in Khajiit suits. Major. All present and accounted for, milady. Had a spot of bother with what looked like a party of merchants following you, but they are out of the picture now. Down a ravine. Only one thing. Contessa. Yes? Major. Me and my men, we've been noticing a sort of furtive movements upon the cliffs and ridges. Always just out of the corners of our eyes, and we keep getting this feeling of being watched. Now me and my men, we're the best, but there's something out there. Don't like it, not one bit. Contessa. Oh dear, just when it was getting to be fun. Major. It's not anything human, not mages, armorers, priests, and it's not the usual werewolves, harpies, orcs, daedra, nothing like that, not at all. Minnie. Dwarfs. Crun. Where? Oh, Minnie, you mean up there, here? Minnie. Dwarves up there. Grun. How exciting. Minnie. There, Crun, calm down, just dwarves. I knew that one day they would. Crun. Wake up? Minnie. Come back. Crun. But I didn't go anywhere. Minnie. The dwarves, Crun. Oh, back. So excited. Dwarves. Ooh. Contessa. Well, Major, is it possible? Major. Anything's possible, especially up here. Dwarves, I don't know. Me and my men will get rid of the lot. There's a good deep mine shaft out back. Exit all but the Adventurer and Contessa. Adventurer. Dwarves, Ave. Is that trouble? I mean, they sort of own all the ebony down here, don't they? Contessa. Maybe. I guess we have to push on, see what develops. I can try to talk to them, maybe. Oh, an adventurer, you'll have to drive the first cart. I'll take old Nephron's. We'll leave the other here. Spares for later. Adventurer. What, no more bucolic frolics? Contessa. Sorry, but we've got to get to the site, and out again before the weather goes bad. Adventurer. Can't your major and his men handle the carts? Contessa. Oh no, they will cover us from all sides. Adventurer. Oh well, all good things then, I guess. Contessa. Not quite. If you have any charges left in your bracelets of endurance, we can go upstairs and see what develops. Enter Prologue. Prologue. Well, I guess we all saw that coming. Scene 3 takes place sometime later at the site. Flanked by the Major's men, the Adventurer and the wanton Contessa successfully follow the map of the dear departed mages. Imagine great veins of glistening ebony-esque material piercing the surface of the ground, and a nice warm fire of fool's ebony where the Adventurer and the Contessa sprawl. To the west are signs where the weather is turning and the first... Prologue. Well, I guess we all saw that coming. Scene 3 takes place sometime later at the site. Flanked by the Major's men, the Adventurer and the wanton Contessa successfully follow the map of the dear departed mages. Imagine great veins of glistening ebony-esque material piercing the surface of the ground, and a nice warm fire of fool's ebony where the Adventurer and the Contessa sprawl. To the west are signs that the weather is turning and the first major snowstorm of the year is coming. For some time, they have been mining, and the Adventurer is beginning to feel the strain of actual labor. Exit Prologue. Scene 3. Adventurer. I've got blisters on my hands from shoveling that black rot, blisters on my rear from that cart bench, and we are running out of ale. My bracelet is running down, and my fingers are getting frostbite. Contessa. What, your bracelet is running down? Oh, now that is serious. Enter Major, running. Major. Dwarves, milady. Dwarves, dozens of the little buggers caught my men. I'm sorry, milady. The Contessa jumps to her feet. Contessa. Major, get out of here now. If you get away, you can maybe help us later. I'll try to talk to them. Exit Major, enter dwarves. Contessa. Hi, human clips, jigs. Dwarves, together. Japo galagao gashno biblo frano zanado. Contessa. Shinig balpo. Dwarves, together. Gablu waziku epapupu. Contessa. Gluki. Adventure. Ave, what's going on? Contessa. Relax, I think I've impressed them by talking their language. I don't understand everything, but it seems that they have just only woken up or something, and that they will not let us take any of this fool's ebony. It's somehow related to the real stuff or something, and it really belongs to the Lords of Oblivion. The dwarves are just care or something. Adventurer. Very interesting. Now what about us? Contessa. I made a deal with them the only way I could see. I told them about Minnie and Crun, how those two old ones know lots of dwarven tales and legends. The dwarves tells me, having just woken up, or something, they want 3 things, ale, women, and us to leave the fool's ebony alone. Adventurer. Flog my log. Contessa. Well, I told them about all the ale down at Minnie's Inn, and about the 2 redheads there. They are going there, leaving right now. We may take 1 empty cart, 2 horses, and they will keep us guarded all the way there. They also said they will, I don't know how, destroy all the fool's ebony here. It shouldn't be on the surface like this, they say. Aside, Dwarvish is a remarkably complex language. Adventure. By the great roaring buttocks of Sheogorath, All these blisters and backache for nothing. Ah well, at least we are still alive. For now. Exeunt. Enter prologue. Prologue. Varnu lickety canu godflew. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. As scene 4 begins, we are back at Minnie's Inn, where the dwarves appear to be on holiday. Enter the adventure, the wanton Contessa, Minnie, Krun, and dwarves. Exit prologue. Scene 4. Minnie. Ga spnu? Grun. Glurky. Dwarves. Together. Jutcha potcha lazolani jupi hoopi kimi amat and kana mayam? Adventure. Ave, any ideas? I can't seem to work my magical items. And when the ale runs out... Contessa. Your ebony material is useless against them. Dwarves fashioned the ebony, so I guess they can suppress it. Or something. Don't worry, just think these dwarves have been asleep or something for hundreds of years. And Minnie has a huge stock of ale. Not many customers come this way, and she knows how to salt the ale just right to keep from spoiling for decades. Adventure. Oh, that's why my tongue always looks like a chunk of leather after a pint or two. Contessa. Dwarves apparently love ale. I expect them all to pass out in an hour or so. Dwarves fall into comas. Contessa. If not sooner. Come on, adventurer, grab a sack and I'll start collecting. When the dwarves wake up, they'll finish the ale and then us. The wanton Contessa and adventurer pillage the dwarves. Adventurer. South as fast as our horses will take us in this weather. Contessa. If we make enough distance before they wake up, we'll be all right. I don't think they will leave their precious mountains. I hope not. Enter prologue. Prologue. The wailing wintry wind whirls wickedly, wafts whipping, wading waist high. Oh, never mind. The adventurer and the Contessa get lost in the snowstorm. Several days later, we find them desperate for warmth and exhausted. Exit prologue. Adventurer. The horses have had it. They can't go another step, and it's just going to snow again. No ale left and just one loaf. Contessa. It will have to do. Suddenly a party of giants leaps on our hero and heroine. But after some quick work with braces of firestorm, really dead giants lie around in heaps. Adventure. Anything left, Dave? Contessa. No more fire, anything. Just my daggers. Adventure. Same here, just a common short sword. Curse Sheogorath for these dwarves. Those oafs chewed up our horses. Do you think the Major made it out? Contessa. If anyone can, it's him. Guess we'll find out in town. Interesting, though, just occurred to me. Don't giants hunt in several groups? Is that more I hear? Sound of grumbling and gargling off stage. Adventure. Yes, there are more giants out there. Quick, Ave, help me with this one. The adventurers start to disembowel a giant's body. Contessa. What untamriel are you doing? This is not the time for studying anatomy. Adventure. Don't argue, climb inside. Contessa. Poppy Dash and Baldercock. Inside that smelly dead giant? My dear adventurer, I'm a lady. Adventurer. It's our only hope. The giant's smell will hide our scent, and live giants never touch dead ones. Quick! The adventurer and Contessa climb inside the steaming giant's body. Adventurer. Here, help me pull the skin shut, and try not to throw up. Don't make a sound. Enter prologue. Prologue. A few hours pass. Exit prologue. The adventurer and the wanton Contessa poke their heads out of the giant's belly. Adventurer. They've all left, but it's snowing hard. Definitely getting real cold. We better stay here. Contessa. It is indeed warm. Adventurer. It will keep us warm, safe from the storm and giants, for a day or so, if we can stand the smell. Here, want some bread? The Contessa falls victim to nausea. Enter prologue. Prologue. For this, the last scene of the play, please forgive us, but we need to change the set, remove the giant corpses and whatnot. Please be patient while our bard performs the timeless classic, Whither Goest Thou? Bard plays Whither Goest Thou? If the scenarios take too long, he also plays for further consideration. Prologue. Here we are back at the Dead Daedra Inn. The Contessa and the adventurer made it after all. They had to pay 3 times the normal rate, for they were very dirty and stinky. Now poor Prologue will bid you farewell, goodly people. Scene 6. Contessa. Thank the gods for hot water and soap. I thought I would smell like a giant forever. Adventurer. Me too. Where'd you go while I was bathing? And why no mages, priests, armorers, or merchants outside yelling for our blood? Contessa. I took a quick trip to the palace. I fixed it so some cousins have told the armorers and merchants that we don't have Carlos of the Fool's Ebony. Adventurer. Pity that's actually true. Contessa. But at least no one's interested in us anymore. Seems that some priests turned up dead in an old temple up on Edward's Mountain. They were found with some Girl, all dead from bad green powder or something. And some old mages named Shub have gone missing. Adventurer. Now then, what did you stuff in those sacks that's so important? Contessa. Here, dump them out. Take a look. Adventurer. By the gods, just look at that. Contessa. Yes, those doors were just loaded with ebony. Look, rings, torques, bracers, belts, helms, all solid old ebony. Adventurer. And this stuff feels just loaded with magicka. Why, I bet this ring alone has 1,000 uses, whatever it does. Contessa. Oh, look, bracers of extreme endurance and a belt of strength. Put them on, Adventurer, let's celebrate. Adventurer, aside. Help. Enter Epilogue. Epilogue. As I feared, all the loose threads of the play were ended up by wholesale slaughter. More of the adventures will follow, unless, of course, they don't. We thank you for your tempered patience. Don't forget to tip your worthy wenches on your way out of this evening. And enjoy our bard's rendition of the Khajiit classic, It's a Matter of Luck. Good night. Flourish, exunt omnes.